Hey Flosstubers, it's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on Sunday, February 28th. I hope everyone has had a wonderful stitchy week. My March Year of Starts preview video is currently uploading. We'll see which one of these videos actually gets on YouTube first. We will see. My week has been crazy, insane, busy. Light at the end of the tunnel on Tuesday. Please keep the good thoughts coming. We need every single one of them. Stitching has suffered. I miss it. I'm looking forward to getting back to my routine. So we will start with our Q&A like I do every week. Sharon Schultz asked, what's the difference between a tent stitch and full cross? Now in the question, she actually wrote 10 as in the number 10. It's tent, T-E-N-T. And it's actually just like a half stitch, half cross stitch is really the difference versus a full cross. Most heids that use it, or the people that use it for their heids, they like the coverage on the tent stitch and it goes a whole lot faster. But that's what it is. It's half versus full cross, pretty much what it is. Lucy Nina asked, where do I get my needle minders from? The two places that I most dominantly buy needle minders from now are Nifty Needle Nannies on Facebook, and I will include a link to that. Make a note to myself that I need to include the link. I'll make a link to that in the comments or in the box below. The other one is Minding My Minders, and that site is currently on hiatus until May. I have also purchased from Gina's Unique Boutique, from Delicious Threads, from Pinoy Stitches, but of the ones, Nifty Needle Nannies and Minding My Minders are my two most common. Novice Stitcher asked that if it's true in all mandalas that the patterns are entertaining to follow. I think in every cross stitch pattern, the patterns are entertaining to follow. Mandalas are interesting because they're all, how do I describe this? In a lot of cross stitch pieces, you have various motifs. Even if they're all combined, you're like, here's trees, here's a house, here's this figure, here's that figure. Mandalas, they all kind of just go a little bit wonky, and in a good way. And yeah, they are fun to follow, but I mean, in every pattern that I stitch, I always take a few minutes to sit down and figure out where I'm going to go next on the pattern. That's part of the fun for me. So I think so, in my opinion, sure. Jacqueline Scott asked if I could leave a link to Stitch Mania in the comments below. Absolutely. But for those of you, just as an FYI, it is, if you look for us in the groups on Facebook, it is two words, Stitch Mania, and the word Mania is spelled M-A-Y-N-I-A, Mania. But I will put a link to the comments below. As always, we do check when people request to join Stitch Mania to make sure they're actually legitimate cross stitchers. If you don't have something visible for a non-friend to look at on your Facebook page, whether it is groups that you're a member of, pictures of stitching, likes that you've liked, like liking various magazines or designers or whatnot, if we can't find anything stitchy related or crafty related on your Facebook page, we're not going to add you. So that's not to say, you know, you have to open everything up for us, but we do recommend that you leave a message for either myself or Garrett, aka Coffee Stitcher, and we just letting us know that you are a legitimate person, because we do try to make it sure that we don't let fake accounts go through. Then Christy Pounder asked what size fabric for sew to stitch should she use if she wants to do the princes and the princesses all in one piece. I would recommend a fat half, to be honest with you. You could probably fit one of the sets of patterns on a fat quarter, maybe. The ones that I use are all fat halves because those figures are bigger than you realize. But that would be my recommendation, would be to look at a fat half. But, you know, if you have both of the patterns together and you figure, like if you already have them in your possession and you can figure out stitch count and calculate, use a stitch calculator, that might give you a better idea. But just off the top of my head, without having the patterns readily at hand, I would say probably a fat half. Chantel Verbist asked if my husband ever thinks I'm crazy for the year starts. Sure, but I think he's crazy for waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning voluntarily on the weekend to go running. We all have our quirks. Allison Snell asked if I could only do one pattern, what would it be and why? I have no idea. None. I'd probably pick one of my chatelaines, because I'm assuming it's of the patterns I already have and I'm working on. I'd pick one of my chatelaines, probably Tuscany Town, because that's my favorite of the chatelaines as far as the finished piece goes. And the reason would be because it's not only cross stitch, but it's big, so it'll take me a while. 2, it's got cross stitches and specialty stitches and the bling, which I love the bling. And it is an accomplishment to finish a chatelaine. So that would probably be what I would pick. Lori Cook asked if I knew which month the World of Cross Stitching issue 218 was. I don't. I'm sorry. Stephanie Watson asked if I had any suggestions from Mo's sale flosses about a Christmas red and a Christmas green. I'm sure she has some. I have nearly her entire floss line. I've been collecting it for years. I can't think of one off the top of my head. That doesn't mean it's not there. I would honestly recommend joining Mo's group on Facebook. In fact, I will include a link to that group as well below, and asking Mo herself. She'd probably have a better idea for you because I can't remember all of the color names off the top of my head. Stephanie Watts, oh, that was Stephanie's asking. Sorry, Stephanie. Tammy Neal asked, how do I position my charts if I'm holding my hoop in one hand and stitching with the other? I sit on our couch at one end of the couch where the arm of the couch is on my right side. I'm right-handed. So I have it on the right-hand side so I can use my elbow as support while I'm stitching, and I have the pattern usually just laying on either a floss, on top of a floss box, or just on the arm itself if it's not an electronic pattern. If it's an electronic pattern, it's on my laptop, which is on my lap. And then Jessie Marie Does Stuff asked, will I fit the Jeanette Douglas Liberty sampler in my year of starts? She already knows the answer to this. The answer is yes. I have fitted in. We even created a Stitch Along and Stitch Mania for it because several people were interested. So if you want to join along, it's going to be in July because Patriotic Sampler makes sense to go in July. So feel free to join us over there if you want to join along. And those were my questions. Thank you, everyone, as always, for asking the questions. I love answering them, and I love giving my feedback and hearing feedback from all of you guys. So, week in review. That's my week in review. It was just a crazy, insane week. So stitching was hardly anything. But I didn't touch Pumpkin Passport. I didn't touch Happy Everything. I did touch a couple of things. I got my Year of Starts done. Yay! I'm still looking forward to getting back to normal. For the Mania Sal this week, I was working on, it was a Brooks Books week for me, and I was working on the Spirit of Oz Santa. I got the Tin Man done, and that was it. But I'm taking that as an accomplishment because it's one more character down, and it's not the back stitching, not the beads. I'm doing that once all of the characters on this page are done, on this piece of perforated paper are done. I'll do all of the beads and all of the back stitching then. I just haven't done it yet, but the stitching on the Tin Man is done. I'm calling that a victory for the week because sometimes you have to take the victories where you can find them. For the February Stitch Along, the We Love Stitching, I had picked Queen of the Needle for this week. I wanted to work on her more than I did. I love this piece, Queen of the Needle by Just Nan. And I'm doing it on 28 Joblin and Fruit Punch by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I did not get much done this week at all. It's hardly even going to be noticeable. I got the dark blue done in both of the doves as well as their eyes and the back stitching on the flowers in their mouths. And I started doing some more down here of the dark green. So not a lot of progress, but every stitch is one stitch closer, right? I had to tell myself that a lot this week. And I know I'm not going to get to this today, tomorrow, so I'm just putting this away. Year of Starts was a little bit more successful. First I did the Easter Fairy by Mirabilia. And I am doing this one on 28 Joblin and Seahorse Shores from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here is what I was able to do this week. It's some yellow in her dress. It's a start. I got my Tinkerbell needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one I did was Falling Leaves, and this is from the Cross Stitch and Needleworks Fall 2015 issue. And here's what the sample looks like, the pattern looks like. And I am doing this on 28 Jaslyn and Autumn Fields from Silkweaver using flosses from Jottery Designs. And here's where I got to this week with starting it up. Started working on some of the branches. This is, I think this is Nevermore. It's a really pretty blue-black. I love it. And then I have my little bird needle minder from Needle Nannies. Then the next one over here was my Pikes Peak Santa from Mill Hill, which had some color issues in the chart or in the key, and that made me frustrated, but that's okay. Here is where I got to. Oops, sorry, that's a carried thread in the back. Brown, lots of dark brown. Yay, dark brown. Then the next one that I started was Stained Glass Beauties, and this is from Cross Stitch Needlework September 2014 issue. And I am doing this one on 32 Belfast in Cosmos. It's a mist dye from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I'm using silks from Mo's Sale. So here's where I started. It's the rose in the middle. And it's hard to tell in this video, but it's got a really pretty sheen. And I've got a blingy jewel needle minder. I got this one from Gina's Unique Boutique. But this one was fun to stitch. I enjoyed working on this one. The next one is probably the most pitiful of all of my starts this week, because I fell asleep while I was working on it. Okay, come on, Katie. Did I close this accidentally? Let's get this thing open. Let's put that in here. And that was Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. I really like this piece. I just fell asleep the day I started it. And I am doing her on 32 Opal Belfast in Autumn Splendor from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Like I said, it's a pitiful start. But hey, there are stitches in, she started. And it is a ornament needle minder from Minding My Minders. I even debated working on this more on the day after that I started this one, and I'm like, I don't have time. Oh well. Get this one in here. Then the next one I did was another Mill Hill kit. It is Stars and Stripes. This is a smaller Mill Hill kit in comparison to some of the other ones I worked on, so I made some good progress on this one. Here's where I got to when I worked on it. Finished all of this color and working on that one. This one's got a lot of beads in it, which is good. I like the beads. Get this in there. Get that in there. And then into the bigger bag. And yay team. Then the last start this week for the year of starts was Lights of Advent from Erica Michaels Designs. That pattern right there with the Advent candles. Can you see it? This one right here. And this is from the Just Cross Stitch 2006 ornament issue. And I am doing it on 32 Opal Lugana in Winter Solstice from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is one of the pieces I got from a Stitchy box. So I worked a lot on the pink candle. And I have a Nativity needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. And that was about it for my stitching this week. Like I said, Tuesday is the last day. I've been busy doing other videos today. We're going to my parents this evening. Monday, tomorrow is going to be a lot of last minute stuff to get ready for Tuesday. Tuesday, I will be all day at the polls and then at with my parents afterwards to see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed. We want him to win because the other guy is a big liar poopy head. But anyway, so the next few days are going to be slow, but Tuesday's the 1st. So all of the new monthly stuff starts on the 1st. Most of my monthly thing, like between the annual stitch alongs and the March stitch along for Stitch Mania, I'm probably not going to start any of them until Tuesday. I will be lucky to get the stuff in on Monday or on Tuesday. I won't start any of those things until Wednesday because I'll be lucky to start the one piece for the year of starts on Tuesday. Everything else will just wait until Wednesday. But I'm going to show it all off because it's the new month and I know for a fact I will not get a video done on Tuesday. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the video now. And then with the March stitch along for Stitch Mania, I will follow that up next week after Sunday when the week ends for the actual piece. But anyway, that's me rambling. Annual stitch-alongs. Magical Creatures calendar from Cloudsfactory. Here's where I left it at the end of February, or in February, because I finished the February block. There's January, there's February. This is being done on 32 Opal Belfast in Diva from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Magical Creatures calendar by Cloudsfactory. And I'm using flosses and silks from Mo's Sale. And here is my little needle minder. It's the little mythical unicorn needle minder. So March is here, and it's a phoenix. So I will get started on that on Wednesday probably. And I think I'm going to pull the same thing with this that I've been doing with the other ones and trying to do like a color at a time. We'll see how it works. Who knows? I may change my mind. Then we also will have the Postcards from the World by Cloudsfactory, their annual stitch along for this year. And here are January and February so far. So Venice and Paris. So the next one will be over here. And I am doing this one on 32 Joblin and Ice Goddess from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, using flosses and silks from Mo's Sale. It'll be interesting to see which country colors I need to use for the frame. There's a lot of countries that use red, white, and blue. So we'll see what happens. And then Pumpkin Passport, I'm not going to touch again until Wednesday. I'm just not even going to worry about it. It's my Hoovianized Pumpkin Passport from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it's on 28 Joblin in Ice Goddess from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, using flosses and silks from Mo's Sale. So here's where we are at this point. Hopefully I can get more of the border done this month. I'll just say this month in general. And it's the limited edition needle minder that the Pumpkins gave or had available. So none of these are going to get none of the three that I just showed you will be worked on until Wednesday, but I'm not coming back to do another video. Then for Stitch Mania's annual stitch-alongs for this week, it's a Chatelaine week for me, and it's Baltic Sea Mandala week. And this one is being done on 32 Lugana in Mercedes from Picture This Plus. I may not get a lot of time to spend on this one either until Wednesday, but that's okay. I'll show you where we are at this point. Still working on the center. That's really only 2 colors of thread, which is the cool thing. And I have this pearl starfish from Gina's Unique Boutique, but that's where we are. I'm not going to pressure myself to work on this until Wednesday. If I get some of it done today or tomorrow, great. I'm not going to worry about it. Tuesday also starts the March monthly Stitch Along and Stitch Mania, which is It's Not Easy Being Green. And like I always do, I'm going to be doing a different pattern each week. Week number 1 is going to be Anne of Green Gables by Soda Stitch. Of course it is. Green Gables. Hello. And this one is done on 28 Joblin in Vanilla Mint from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is where I am on it at this point. Still working on Anne and Diana in the middle. And I have a Anne of Green Gables needle minder from Pinoy Stitches. But there's green, and it's Green Gables. So it counts. Again, probably won't work on it until Wednesday. But that's okay. I'm also keeping out my focus for a finished piece this month, or just my focus for a finished piece period, because I really want to get this done. We're really close to the end. It's Happy Everything by Diane Arthurs. And here's where we are. Maybe if I did it the right way, it'd be good. Happy Everything. I'm almost done with all of the X's in the happy section, and then it's just the back stitching. And then my little Jake needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. I really want to get this done. Really. Then the year of starts. Today, probably after I get back from dinner at my mother's, I will be working on Classic Christmas Charm from Barbara Ann Designs. This was a series of patterns that started in Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine in September 2014. This is the first part of the pattern, but you don't see the border, which is actually what I'm going to be working on. The border is going to be the start of this, and it is being done on 32 Jobelan in Simply Sage from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Pretty green sage fabric. So I'll start the border. And here is the minder. It is a Blingy Santa from Nifty Needle Nannies. And as told in my Year of Starts video, the next part of the first ornament part of this was actually coming up pretty soon after this too. Then tomorrow, I will be working on, it's an electronic pattern, so I can't show it to you, but I'll put a link to it below. It is Pretty Little Washington, D.C. by Satsuma Street. And I am going to do it on 32 Belfast in Shimmering Seas from Under the Sea Fabrics. And I have a House of Cards needle minder from Minding My Minders. Sorry if I'm rushing. I'm looking at the time and knowing we need to start getting ready to go to my mother's here shortly. Okay. Then on the 1st, I have the piece that I'm doing is actually a stitch along with Kate, the Queen of Starts. It is because she enabled me to get this piece when she and I went to Threads That Bind a couple of times ago. This is the Halloween Quilt Sampler by Rosewood Manor. Isn't that awesome? I love it. And it is, I will be doing this on 28 Jobelan in Caramel Macchiato from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Yay. And my minder is a cute little thread needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Because it's all quilts. And I don't have a lot of Halloween needle minders. Funny thing is, I was looking both in my March Year of Starts and beyond. I'm like, wow, I have more Halloween patterns than I realized that I'm going to start working on for someone who doesn't usually stitch Halloween. Then on Wednesday, another electronic pattern, so I'll put a link to it below. It's going to be Pretty Little Barcelona from Satsuma Street, and I'm doing that one on 28 Cashel in Ocean Fancy from Silk Weavers. Another pretty blue. And I have this pretty little tree, pink and purple tree needle minder from Minding My Minders. Actually, the next two are electronic patterns as well. The next one for Thursday is going to be My Little Pony's Pinkie Pie by Pixels in Stitches. And I'm actually going to be doing this on 14 count perforated plastic because I want to make them into magnets for my daughter. And I think the plastic's going to work better. And I've got a little My Little Pony needle minder from Minding My Minders that I'm using. This will get cut down somehow for me to use it. Then the next one is also an electronic pattern. It is Crafty Chicks Are Hot by Wee Little Stitches, and I'll put a link to it below. I am going to be doing it on 28 Lugana in French Lilac from Picture This Plus. This is another piece of fabric I got from a Stitchy box. I got a cute little purple crown needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. And I'm going to be using the Weeks Dye Works that my daughter picked out when we were at Threads That Bind with the Stitchy Day, and it's Jealousy. It's purple and pink. And I'm also going to use B5200 on this as well. It's going to be fun. Then on Saturday, to finish off the week of for this week in the Year of Starts, it's going to be Queen of Quite a Lot by the Scarlet House. This is gifted to me by Kate, the Queen of Starts, a fellow queen. And I'm doing this one on just a 32 count natural linen that I had in my stash. And it's the Queen of Everything needle minder. So that is Year of Starts. Today, tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm not going to be working on any other whips. Wednesday, though, hopefully I can get back to my normal rotation, so I'm being optimistic, and I'm pulling whips to work on starting on Wednesday. And, of course, first one's electronic pattern. I've got a lot of them this week. It's called Harry Potter's Foes by Wee Little Stitches, and I'll put a link to it below. And I am doing this one on, actually, hold on, take that back because I'm reading my notes wrong. Wednesday is actually going to be the Halloween quilt sampler because of where we stopped in the alphabet when I finished my year, or when I stopped doing whips because life was crazy. The next one up will be, because I will start this on Tuesday, Wednesday it will be my whip for the day. So I'll get 2 days to work on it. Thursday will actually be Happy Everything, which I already have for my years, or for my Focus on the Finish, so that'll be good. Friday is when this piece will come up. It's Harry Potter Foes by Wee Little Stitches. And I'm doing this on 32 Jovelin and Butterbeer from Under the Sea Fabrics, and here's where I am at this point. I did Snape the day that Alan Rickman passed away, so I've got the next batch, whatever character I'll start next. I don't know which one is next. And then I have a Harry Potter needle minder from Minding My Minders. And then Saturday, we'll finish up the whips for the week, hopefully. And it will be Horn of Plenty by Sharon Pope. And this was from the Just Cross Stitch September-October 2012 issue. And I'm doing that one on 32 Lugana in Doubloon from Picture This Plus. And here's where I got to when I was working on it for the Year of Starts. Not very far, but it's a start. And I have this cute little white pumpkin from Gina's Unique Boutique. So yes. And that'll round out the week. And then hopefully next Sunday, I will be back to my normal rotation and my normal stitchy plans and all that stuff. And life will hopefully be back to normal. I hope. It needs to be. Because I can tell I am out of whack by not having a normal weeks going on. Oh look, my Year of Starts video is 7% updated. I will probably not update this one or upload this one until after I get home from dinner. Just because. Okay, stash. Got a few things that came in this week. First, I finally got my Just Cross Stitch issue. This is the April 2016 issue. It finally came in. I know some other people have already gone through it, but the ones I am most excited about, for sure, are, sorry, I should have had these marked. I didn't. First one for sure is Queen Anne's Lace by Nora Corbett. It is already in my rotation. I've made plans for it to be in my rotation later on in the Year of Starts. It's gorgeous. I love her. And then I also really liked, where is it? I liked this one. This is Bunny's Basket. I thought that one was really cute. And then there's one more. You can get it. Where was it? This one. The Clawda Ring. I totally butchered that. I think that's beautiful. I like that a lot. But it's always a good magazine. If I was to recommend a magazine, Just Cross Stitch or Cross Stitch and Needlework are both fantastic. And I've got a lot of patterns from them that I'm working on this year. I also got my last order from Minding My Minders until she's back from hiatus. So here we go. This one we've got, If You Can't Stand the Mess, Get Out of My Craft Room, A Queen, and So Many Projects, So Little Time. All incredibly appropriate for me. Then this one, we've got a couple of steampunk images, a clock and a little steampunk image, and then Keep Calm and Geek On. Then this one, Given Enough Coffee, I Could Rule the World, and a Rarity needle minder, because Rarity is my favorite of the ponies. I also had one that was a Princess Celestia pony, but my daughter's already claimed that one. And then I have a blue stained glass minder, a Sherlock and Irene, because I can't find where mine disappeared to. It wasn't on a piece. And then a cute little crown in the glass needle minder. Yay! Sorry, that's loud, but I'm going to lose these. And I also placed an order with a new, well, new to me, beading person, or beading company. It's called Auntie's Beads. It's actually located in Fort Worth. Not far. But I ordered the Toho beads because I couldn't find them at my Michael's, and they sell the Toho beads. So I needed Toho beads for my Brooks Books Wizard of Oz. So I went ahead and ordered. These are the Silverline Topaz. These are Silverline Siam Ruby. These are the just plain crystal clear beads. And these are the Silverline Green Emeralds. So I have all those beads, which is a good thing. And that's about it for stash. And that's about it for me for this week. Shorter video than normal, I know, but that's what happens when you don't work on as much and you're rushing to get through so you can go to dinner. So plans for the week, get through it. And I will be back on Sunday with another Stitchy update. I hope you all have a wonderful Stitchy week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!